Not enough time for decision, but plenty of time for Letterman, golf, a beer summit, more golf, vacation, and a visit to Copenhagen.
Oh, with that typical Cheney subtleness. I love it. This is the new group that the Vice President's daughter has launched. We're going to have a new platform there. I want to ask you first about that because it's a little bit in the news today, Kevin. Vice President Cheney and his daughter among the harshest critics we've seen of President Obama. What does it mean that they're now putting this into an organization, kind of channeling it?
Well, I think that there's a certain level of Republican activism, I think, that is geared geared up to oppose the president based on national security policies. Many of the folks on the conservative side of the coalition believe that that this is probably the best argument, the best contrast we can draw, that he's tended towards weakness, that he's indecisive on some key issues, and that brings his leadership under assault, and that if we're going to continue to oppose his policies, we can start to highlight that and make the case against his policies to the American public.
Do you think that's true for your party? Do you think that's the sturdiest leg of the three-legged stool, if you will?
I think that the sturdiest leg right now is spending, but I think that you got to remember that the three legs of the stool are social conservatism, economic conservatism, and national security. And I think that if you
every group brings freedom something, though.
Yeah, but if you bring those three together and you continue to make arguments against the way it's spending, against the continued maintenance of the status quo, and a very weak national security posture, and present this as a president who wants to be loved by everybody but is feared by none, that's not consistent with what Americans want in their chief executive in the White House.
How important is Olympia Snowe today? What does this vote mean? If she votes no, what's the message?
Well, here's the thing that I don't think that the American public right now, Jim and Martha out in Main Street, America, are sitting there thinking,
or maybe
boy,
Maine. What about in Maine?
Yeah, well, Maine, yeah. They're not sitting around going, boy, big Senate Finance Committee vote today. I think that because of the CBO scoring, you've gotten rid of some headlines that you had in the summer where it was $1.4 trillion, and now you're talking a little bit about deficit reduction. So they've avoided very many of the troubling headlines that easily filter back message that this is a giant price tag. I still believe it is, and there's still a lot more to see before there's any really decision rendered by the American public on that. But they do have a little bit of added momentum today. So a vote today by Olympia Snowe for the bill could give them another week or two of momentum as the Democrats try to make progress towards a bill.
If you were advising Olympia Snowe, purely political
strategy,
you
do this to me every week.
I know, but because that's what you do for a living, is it not? It's just you and Olympia Snowe in a room. How would you advise her in terms of the committee vote versus the floor vote, in terms of her maximizing her political leverage?
Well, the way I would see this right now is her political leverage is she has a greater degree of political capital if she votes for it. Because if she were to vote against it in committee, then I think Harry Reid and the others would basically shut the door. They've said, we've done everything that you've asked of us. We've acted in good faith. But here you are voting against the package out of committee, and we can't even count on you for. Now you have to basically prove to us. We're done proving to you. So I think that'll be something to watch. I hate to try and offer
free advice.
But I think that's my analysis.
We can try to enlist as a client if you're so interested. Michael Steele's got this new website, new redesigned website. A lot of Michael Steele on this website. Clearly trying to put himself forward as a different face for the Republican Party. He doesn't look like a previous RNC chairman, but at a certain point, I know this. It seems like it's been met with a lot of mockery in the blogosphere. A lot of Democrats as well as some Republicans. Is this productive to continue to see Michael Steele move forward in this way?
Well, look, as the chairman, I think he right now is the chief salesman for anything related to the introduction of a new product related to the Republican Party. So I think it's perfectly appropriate. The question now is, where does it go from here? Is it about GOP.com or is it about the chairman? I think what you're seeing today is a very smart first effort. It's gotten good reviews from a lot of the people who are into the hyper-technical aspects.
Yeah, technologically, it's pretty impressive.
He reaches out to them a little bit like coders. Right. He reaches out to them in that opening video. If you're a Republican coder.
Yeah, and we're all just sitting around writing code. But I think that's an important effort, and I think that you'll see them start to build it around the party, because we have to remember, as a party, we flourish when the people who run the party are the millions of activists across the country, rather than any one person or one committee. The committee members at the RNC know that they represent legions of people in the field rather than having it being a top-heavy organization. And I think the website and the introduction of that today was the first step towards that.
All right, Republican strategist Kevin Madden, still heart-ticking despite these Bengals this year. It's an incredible run.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely. Thank you, Kevin. That does it for this edition of Top Line. Be sure to click us on again tomorrow.
It's twitter.com/The Note. Keep the conversation going. And I think I misstated what it is that Senator Dyer actually did.
Oh, no.
He was